Okay, so let me say that I thought that was big improved since I heard it last. Can you show me what does this chicken scratch say? Without wrist. What does that mean? I don't exactly know.
Well,
That seems to be what you say a lot. I don't exactly know. And it's becoming very clear to me that you actually don't exactly know what to do in certain situations. So why don't you put a big question mark here, and we will ask Eugene what that means tomorrow. Okay?
Okay.
What does this say?
From arm.
Do you know what that means?
Yeah, I think it means like to move your arm.
Okay, are you sure? Because if you don't, you can ask Eugene about that too. So let me ask you, what do you do when you have a piece like this? When you're reading through a piece like this, what are some helpful things to think about? If you don't know, I'll tell you what I would say.
I would think about the speed and what you're supposed to do, like the key signature and time signature.
Well, one of the things I notice is that you get kind of stuck in the same places. And if I were you, I would look for the patterns. So let's have you tell me what's the name of this note?
G.
And what's this one?
B.
Excuse me?
B. B.
Okay, what's this?
C.
What's
C. D. C. B. A. G. B. C. C. B. E. E. G.
Okay,
A.
so now I'm not seeing a particular pattern, but sometimes there is one. So one thing you could do is you could make a copy of this, and you could put the letter name above, and you could go, this is a G, G, B, C, C, D, C. So why don't you try that? Why don't you go so slowly that when you get to the first notes, you can shout it out. Okay, so if it's too hard, either go slower or make a copy of it and write them in. Your choice. I think you should go write them in.
Well,
Oh my gosh. Do we have a whining thing? Why don't you want to go write them in?
Well, because
I'll tell you why I want you to write them in. Because then when you practice it, it becomes part of keeping you focused. G da 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 da. It is going to bring your eye. So pause the tape, make a copy, write them all in, and then do it out loud like that. Okay? Thank you.
hopefully it cut out that long. G, B, C, C, D, C, B, A, G,
So do it one more time and then do it a last time without saying them. Okay? Can you do it slower than that so you don't have to stop? I'd like it to be like at the same tempo. Bum, 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 bum. And then the last time you could do it without saying it, and you can do it as fast as you feel like you want to do it. ask what's going on with the plucking? What is going on with the plucking?
What?
I just heard you go bloop, bloop twice.
I don't know.
You don't exactly know. I know. It's really hard for you to know about anything. Excuse me, I am talking. And you're not to just not pay attention to me. Yes, I'm not being very nice because I don't think you were very nice to our family the way you behaved at school. It reflects on all of us when you don't do your jobs. If you're angry and upset, put your violin down and do some jumping jacks or go hit a pillow. But you are absolutely never to take your angry or frustration or anything out on your violin, and that includes plucking, unless you are practicing something. Which, by the way, does remind me that he said plucking the fourth finger was the best way to practice your fourth finger. Did you do that this week? Why not?
Because we're working on different things.
I didn't ask you about we. I asked you about you.
So I didn't make the time for it?
Okay, well, you still have today. And I would suggest you put the tape on hold and go do something about your frustration, wash your hands, and have a snack. And then come back and see if you can do a more focused job. Okay, you might be hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. I don't know what your problem is, but if you're plucking angry on your violin, you need to fix that problem. Okay? Got plenty of chores.
Okay.
Well, are you practicing it, or are you playing through?
Something too.
Did you cut your nails this morning,
No,
like I asked you to?
no, I didn't.
Well, I don't understand. I was very clear that that's what you were supposed to do when you finished with the scale, or when you were going to do the scale.
I'm sorry.
I don't understand. I was very, very specific that part of doing the scale was kind of getting yourself set up. Did you think I was joking?
No.
Did you think that what I had to say wasn't important? Because that's sure what it feels like. Or you just don't know. Is that what it is? You just can't do what people ask you to do unless somebody's watching you? So at school you can't do your work unless the teacher's actually standing over you watching. You can't do it unless Marsha's doing it. You can't practice. You can't even clip your nails. Stop the tape and go clip your nails. They're way too long. Don't practice with your nails too long, please.
Okay.
And I'm very irritated because I asked you. So I want to say I'm glad you noticed that you weren't doing the right fingerings. So please, whatever you are doing, go back and try it again and slow down and see if you can correct that.
Oh.
So I know you've been working pretty hard and you don't have much time, but if you want to do that passage again, what I would suggest is kind of where we left off this morning, which was what I asked you to do with the scale, which was what did I ask you to do with the bow on the scale? before I left you all by yourself?
You said to not slide.
Mm-hmm. So this particular section, no matter how hard you work on your left hand, it's not going to start sounding prettier unless you can stop slithering and sliding on there. I realize it's so hard that how could you possibly think about all that right now? But that's the reason that it doesn't sound beautiful, is because the bow's all over the fingerboard, sliding everywhere. And it's because you're paying so hard attention to your left hand. So when your left hand gets really secure, then you can pay attention to your right hand, or you could try to do both. But don't get frustrated that it doesn't sound good if you haven't had a chance yet to work on your bowing of it. You might have to memorize it and look at it because it's so tricky. You might have to actually memorize it so you can look at your bow. Good. Now, if you do it again, that was really great. You're looking at it. It's much straighter. It's not moving it around. But now another trick is to use some arm weight and keep it moving. Either speed it up or slow it down with a little movement. Whatever you think you need to do. Experiment. So but your left hand needs a little more work, and you're doing great. It already sounds way better, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I do notice that when I get high on the string, my bow moves this way.
Yeah, and you might have to, really have it memorized and just focus, because the moment you slow down your bow or don't speed it up, it's going to slide. So, just keep that in mind. But good job, and thank you for listening so carefully. I do appreciate it.
Okay.
And I also really enjoy being right. Just like you do. We all enjoy that feeling. And it especially feels good to feel right and good when people have been cooperative. And that's why it's so upsetting what happened at school, is because it doesn't feel right and good and cooperative. And when you have that right and good cooperative, you're going to have that good feeling that you can't buy at the store, which is actually a teeny tiny good feeling you're having right now, right? Right. And I'm having that good feeling too. And when everybody has it, when Miss Carre is looking out at her class and she sees all her students working, she has that good feeling. And I don't want you to rob that good teacher of that good feeling. Marcia also needs to have that good feeling. She doesn't want to practice with you when she can't ever have that good feeling for all the hard work she's putting in. And when Miss Carre puts you guys to work by yourselves at your tables, that's her chance to take a deep breath and to look out and think about what she's done. And if she can't enjoy those moments because of kids not taking advantage, it's really a drag to be a teacher at moments like that. Anyway, I think it's time for you to finish up.
sing out loud. Why is my violin like that? That's scaring me. Okay. Bye.